Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of B1 Flowers, we will be talking about students discover and publish unexpected proof for 2,000-year-old mathematical theory. Good job, y'all. See, this is the problem that I have. I only have one problem with the article so far. And you know what that is, people. Let me just break it down to you. Let me tell you what it is. It's the fact that if it was a crime that had been committed, we would know what color they are. It would say black. Black man robs bank. Black man commits murder. Black man stabbed Asian man at train station, right? But as soon as it's something good, here, let me blow that up for y'all, man, so y'all can see the little mamas, that black excellence. Let me put that on there. Now, she do look kind of Nigerian a little bit right here, but nonetheless, the names sound FBA. That's Nakia Jackson, the smaller one, and then the other one is Calcea Johnson. They done published academic papers proving the Pythagorean theory, right? Louisiana students Nakia Jackson and Calcea Johnson wowed their teachers in 2022 when they discovered a new way to prove the 2,000-year-old Pythagorean theorem in response to a bonus question in the high school math contest. But that was only the beginning. A volunteer at their former school, New Orleans St. Mary's Academy, encouraged them to submit their work on the famous mathematical theory to a professional conference. And in March 2023, they become the youngest people to present at America's Mathematical Society's Southeastern Sectional Conference in Atlanta. Their appearance elicited a wave of media coverage, including a spot on 60 Minutes. The pair also received symbolic keys to the city of New Orleans and a shout out from Michelle Obama. Now, Jackson and Johnson, who started college last year, have notched another achievement, authoring an academic paper detailing their original proof, plus 9 more. Their work published Monday in the scientific journal American Mathematical Monthly. You go. You go, girls. That's right. Now, you got to make sure that you make a difference and don't get caught up in the mix, in the kuna matata. You don't want to get caught in that. So that's what we want to make sure, though, that we don't get caught in that, and that you make sure that you give back to the community that helped you, that nurtured you. You want to make sure that you give back. You don't want to be like them boulets and they get where they at and then they forget where they came from and they go and they move where no one looks like them, if you know what I mean. Now, they started college. I'm so surprised that we're getting published in a paper at such a young age. Johnson, a sophomore studying environmental engineering at Louisiana State University, said in a video shared by the journal publishers. I didn't think it would go this far, said Jackson, who is pursuing a doctoral degree in pharmacy at Xavier University in Louisiana. Now, the only thing is, that's that. But it's humble, though. I didn't know it was going to go this far. It was going to blow up and take a life of its own. You got to have a little bit of confidence. I understand. That's just a little bit of what makes me think she may not be full FBA, but she's probably half, though. which it still makes you FBA. I'm just simply saying little quotes like that. I didn't even know I had it in me. Nah, we're the originators of mathematics. So of course you have it in you. It's already in your DNA. It doesn't even come really hard to us. We just put roadblocks in the way, i.e., I didn't even know I was gonna go this far. I didn't even think I could really do it. And then we in here at such a young age. I'll see both of them. I'm so surprised. No, we got to start expecting excellence out of our scholars so that this achievements, high grades, high marks, high achievements, excellence isn't a shocker. It's not a surprise. It actually should be what is average to us. We've stopped teaching our scholars that they need to be twice as better. That still applies currently. That still applies. But we still want to give these young ladies their flowers. We want to do that. We want to do that. And we should do that for our scholars, not because they beat a level in a video game, not because they learned a new TikTok dance, not because they can say the rap song all the way through. No, that's not what we want. It continues. Pythagoras was an ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician who lived 25,000 years ago. It's not clear whether he and his disciples came up with this eponymous theorem, but the principle is a mainstay of math class and enables the calculation of the length of any side of a right-angled triangle as long as the lengths of the two sides are known. It's usually summarized as A times 2 plus B times 2 equals C times 2, in which the square of the longest side, the hypotenuse, is equal to the squares of the two shorter sides added together. Many mathematicians over the years have explained why the theorem works using algebra and geometry. In contrast, Johnson and Jackson were able to prove it using trigonometry, a sub-branch of mathematics that focuses on the study of triangles. Ooh, that's what I'm saying. Doing the impossible. They had to know, they should know, our scholars should know that they can achieve the impossible because nothing is impossible. Hello, McFlizzles, especially if we're the creators of it. Hello, McFlizzle, not trying to tell you what to think, trying to show you how to think. That's why we break down the articles the way that we do here on the Keep It P podcast, where we take news situations and everyday occurrences, and we show how one could or could not be keeping it P. And I am your host, TZ Von Savage, in the place to be. Experts describe Jackson and Johnson's approach as particularly challenging because trigonometry as a field is essentially based on Pythagoras' theorem. Thus, using trigonometry to prove the theorem typically requires that mathematicians call circular reasoning. However, the new proofs aren't circular according to the study. None of the theorems we use in our proofs have already assumed the Pythagorean theorem to be true, the authors wrote in the paper. Tom Murdaugh, honorary professor at the University of Bristol School of Mathematics in the United Kingdom, described the study as impressive. I think that's intriguing. What's intriguing about it, this study, is that a lot of people thought it was impossible, he said. Trigonometrics functions are based on sine and cosine. Sine and cosine, which are expressed as ratios of certain lengths of a right-angled triangle. It's quite easy to get into a circular argument, and what's so appealing about this is they found a line of argument using sine and cosine that doesn't assume Pythagoras is true, he added. Jackson and Johnson study outlines 5 new ways of proving the theorem using trigonometry, and their method reveals 5 more proofs for 10 total. The pair presented one of the proofs at the 2023 conference, meaning that 9 are totally true. Having a very I think sometimes having very little knowledge of the problem means that you are not bound by what's gone before. Look at this with fresh eyes, which I think they've done. That's the really impressive thing, Murdoch said. Preparing the academic paper while they started college was the most daunting task of all, since we had absolutely no experience writing for an academic journal. The pair noted in the study their road to publication included a standard hurdle known as peer review, or the stage during which eminent scientists in the field examine and comment on the work. Johnson said she was happy to be able to show women and women of color in particular what can be achieved in a traditionally male-orientated field. See, that's your wrong focus. Block women. You're saying women of color. See, I don't know. And that's coming from Johnson, the bigger one that I said could be Bibian. Well, I said Nigerian. But nonetheless, still giving them their flowers. That's not taken away. But I wouldn't be TZ Von Savage if I didn't point out some of these things. But it's still that. Still clapping them up. It continues. I am very proud that we are both able to be such a positive influence in showing that young women and women of color can do these things, and to let other young women know that they are able to do whatever they want to do. So that makes me very proud to be able to be in that position, Johnson said. See, that's the problem I'm having. I think it's possible she's still FBA, but I'm having a hard time believing it the way that she speaks. But still, good job, you two. That doesn't take away from the flowers that I bestow upon you. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? That we are the creators of a lot of stuff, and we have to stop acting like we're not. That's it. That's all. It's really just that simple. It's that simple. But I ain't going to hold you. I'm just going to mold you and fold you and scold you about being off code. I'm going to leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare, to get Black empowerment everywhere. We're on all of the platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, IG. We are there. You didn't know? If you didn't know, we on Snapchat. Yeah. And Facebook, come and take a look. You might get hooked, but don't get shook by the imposter Keep It P podcasts that are out there, because there are fakes. So watch out. Love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go ha for show ha. You already know how. Big brother, light bright, supremo might T, signing off.